to review a number of outstanding accomplishments of MSU athletes over the past year. A gentleman who has taken the student-athlete support services to the next level of accomplishment and national recognition. SAS Director, Jim Pignataro. Jimmy?
Good evening. This year I had the opportunity to visit the Hall of Champions in Indianapolis, Indiana. Can't help but see a saying that rotates around the inside of the structure. There's a quote that reads, "A champion seeks to quench the thirst for victory on the field of play and in the classroom. A champion makes sacrifices that others will not. A champion, without exception, never stops trying."
I think Jim is just an amazing person, and he is a person that cared so much about other people. And I think his passion for people came out in everything he did. As soon as he met somebody, he'd try to get their phone number or connect with them, and it wasn't the last time you were going to hear from him. That was probably the most important thing to him, was being a kind person, having compassion for others, and forming those relationships. It's one of the reasons that I was so in love with him, and that he was such a special person.
I think he was everything that was quality about our department. Tough, fierce, but also caring. He wasn't someone that was for the status quo. He was always someone that wanted to improve and also improve things, but he also cared about people. And I think that, when you think about just in general society, whether it's college athletics, whether it's on campus, we need more of that. And he truly represented a tough, caring person for our department.
Jim Pignataro and I met probably 20 years ago when I was an assistant at Eastern Michigan University, and Jim came to Eastern Michigan to run our student-athlete support services program. We go way back. We've known each other for a long time, had a lot of lunches together, had a lot of conversations on the baseball field. Jim and I go back a long time.
Jim was somebody that was really special to our program. He was someone who played college baseball, so he understood the grind, and he was a really great advocate for us. So everything he did was top notch. The best that it could be done, Jim was doing it that way. In my 5 years being here, a lot's changed with our program, and a lot of that is due to Jim. One game he came down, we had lights out on our scoreboard, and he went, "Well, why aren't the lights on the scoreboard?" We told him they are on, they just don't make the bulbs anymore, so those are burnt out. He was great and made sure that we had a scoreboard for the next season.
Jim was a servant leader. He was a servant at heart, and so whatever he could do to help somebody else, whether that be get a new scoreboard, whether that be advocating for people, when their career is over in athletics, it was never about Jim getting more.
He wanted to mentor those students as much as he could to develop them into men and women that would be successful and accomplished and feel good about the path that they chose in life. But mentoring student athletes, that was his passion.
Well, the vision for every student athlete is quite simple. It's defining success the way you define success. And if you're successful and you feel like you have a good experience over 4 or 5 years at Michigan State, we know we've done our job.
I remember about 6 years ago, I ran into him in the lobby of Jennison Fieldhouse, and he told me that he was battling cancer. Obviously, we prayed for him an awful lot. The roller coaster ride that is cancer. Unfortunately, in August, cancer got him, and really sad day. I'll never forget that phone call. Unfortunately, I think we all lost a friend and a brother, a guy that was very, very special to a lot of people. As soon as Jim passed, our equipment trainer, Juan Marino, and I talked, and we decided we wanted to do something. We decided to put a patch on the back of our jerseys with Jim's initials on it. Another way to keep his memory alive, and he was very special to our program, certainly an advocate for our student athletes. And we wanted to really just commemorate that and honor him.
Not only to see it on one jersey, but to see it on every jersey, to know that Jim would be taking the field and that they would honor him in that way. I could only imagine what Jim would do. I think he'd probably break down in happy tears and be so humble about it. Just to know that he had made those connections with the players and the coach boss, and that they would want to honor him in that way, he would be overwhelmed and thrilled.
One thing that I think has been really cool to watch from an outsider's perspective is see a lot of selflessness from guys on the team this year. And that kind of embodies what Jim was about. Was none of it was about him. He was always about what can I do to increase or better somebody else. I did not know Jim before I got to MSU, but Jim was one of the people that made the experience more than I ever could have dreamed of.
I think about Jim every day. One of the ways that I remember him is to forge ahead and do what I think that he would do, and that's to be the biggest and the best representation of ourselves for the department, also for our student athletes, for our staff and our coaches, and also continue to fight to make things better, continue to fight to have better relationships, continue to fight to have better resources for our student athletes. He truly cared about the student athletes, and I don't think you're going to find anyone that was a more advocate or a bigger fighter for our student athletes and their success on and off the field.
The kids and I watch the games and see all the posts, and we're looking for that patch every single time, knowing how happy Jim would be to put on another uniform and to be out there. And I feel like it just says a lot about, Michigan State and our Spartan family here, who continues to be our family.
We want to keep his memory alive with his wife Alana and his two kids, Allie and Jimmy. My heart goes out to them. We were all blessed to be able to have a relationship with Jim, and our lives are all different because of it. I think it's important to recognize Jim in this way, but I think it's an honor to do so.
When I saw him with the teams he worked with, he talked to them the same way he talked to us. I don't think he treated anyone differently. I think working with student athletes and talking with them now, I realized how much he did for them. Seeing famous players that played here reaching out to me really touched my heart, and I definitely want to continue my dad's legacy, and I see myself in the future doing the same thing he did.
He just wanted to make a difference in their lives. And I don't know if I ever even said thank you, but, to thank them at Michigan State and Coach Boss and the players for honoring him has meant a lot.
I leave you with a quote from Alexander Milan in his Tales of Christopher Robin. "What day is it?" asked Pooh. "It's today," squeaked Piglet. "My favorite day," said Pooh. "May every day be your favorite. Good night, God bless, and go green."
I get up at 3:30, that's just because I can't become alive until 4. And this, you have to be on as soon as you walk in the door, and it's like you gotta become alive a lot earlier. So we do most of our meals here right now. So breakfast and lunch are done here, so I'm able to see actually what they're intaking every day. And then dinners, a lot of them have to check in every night for dinner, and then most of the guys who don't have cars, are freshmen, stuff like that, we actually do dinner drop-offs for them. All right, they've got forks, they've got plates. All right, you got Davion, Gino. So Prim, Vandemart, Harmon.
Beauty. That's what you call a quality breakfast right there.
It was the best out there. She wakes up with a crack of dawn every morning, make sure that we're getting fed right, and we love her here. So she's awesome.
Bad diet, you can only outrun for so long. Genetics can only help you so far. Nutrition's what keeps these guys going for a longer period of time.
Good. Bring it in. Good. Out. Good. Step on the gas. Good, man.
I was worried about you yesterday.
You was worried? I was worried about myself too.
I'm always worried about you, Finn.
Definitely. I appreciate it, Ms. Vincent.
I got you.
Oh, it's National Athletic Trainers Month, right?
I know, I'm already knowing. I'm
Yeah,
understanding it. Yeah. The best is right here.
Overall, you feel better than yesterday, so
Yeah. I feel way better than this.
good. That's music to my
It
ears.
just hurts a little. That's it.
Okay, that's music to my ears, man. So right now is when we have certain guys come in who have maybe an acute injury from the last couple of days. Basically, we just try to get them ready and start their rehab before practice. So these are guys that are gonna either be returning from an injury to practice, or guys who are practicing but still need to do some type of maintenance and still not done with the rehab process. They may still be feeling good, but they may still have to strengthen certain things just to get back to full function and full football play, and overall just to feel better. We're big on not cutting the cord just because these guys are saying that they feel good, because that's only setting them up for failure.
We had to be in there at 5:40 for breakfast. We come get tape, doing meetings, and practice. And it's on. Sometimes Lonnie can give you a hard time just by sitting here. But overall, it's always a good time. You never know what you're gonna get each morning. So it's always a surprise.
Go through twice, see how we feel. Finish with some arms. Ready, go.
There's a lot of growth potential in a young man, say, coming in at 18 years old versus when he leaves here at 21, 22, 23 years old. Sports medicine, strength and conditioning, and nutrition. Those three areas are where he's going to spend more time really than anywhere in the facility. And he's going to spend time in all three of those areas, like whether it's preemptively addressing things, sorenesses and tightnesses and things like that in sports medicine, all the way to, heaven forbid, a rehabilitation from a surgery or something like that.
Water.
Nutrition is vital in that scenario as well for the healing properties that food provides the body. On the flip side of from us as a production standpoint, sports medicine is critical because we have to know what the athlete is capable of, what their ranges of motion are, any limitations that they have, because ours is a production side. With that, those three areas have to be in constant communication. We're very lucky in that we have great communication with sports medicine, and with nutrition, Amber's been outstanding. And so we speak daily, multiple times, myself and my whole staff, it's not just me. There really should be nothing happening with a player that's a surprise. Like we should all be in the know, and we should know it ahead of time.
Good, good, good.
In his process, he's doing a lot more running, a lot more introduction to what he does on the field. Every single day, we still make sure we strengthen him, but right now is the main meat and potatoes of what we're introducing to him to make sure that he can transpire what he did in rehab, and now he's at the point where he's getting back to the numbers that he was at, or even better than what he was before he got injured. So now we're at the point where I'm bridging what strength and conditioning does with him in the weight room each day during workouts. Second.
Look at that man. You see him? You see what we made?
Do you remember you could barely just run in a pool?
I've had like the right support staff around me, like Lionel, Amber, Coach Novak, Joe Powell, like everyone, how they work together has really been like very beneficial for me because it allows everyone to be on the same page to help me. And like I don't think I would be where I'm at right now without the support staff that I have around me. So it's been really good.
Come on, guys. Strawberry.
Thank you. You like it? I'm Paul.
Marissa Tribalpi's here. I'm majoring in elementary education with a minor in coaching, and today you'll get to see what a day in my life looks like while I head to my first class for today. I just finished class, so I'll be going to get my lift in with my two teammates, Jess and Q, for our partner lift for today. So usually we come over, grab our clipboard, a pen,
and then we come on into the weight room, and they usually have our sheets waiting for us in here. You just grab your sheet, and then over here and we warm up first, and then the GAs usually tell us what kind of lift we're doing today. The lifts usually go based off of like what we have coming up. So we have a game tomorrow, so today's usually just not too bad of a lift, and it's not too heavy.
Here you go. Drive up. Good, that was better. Good. Yes, there you go. There you go, you got it.
Moving. Go. Yeah. 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 Slow down. Good. Here we have an awesome fueling station that is up and running again since COVID. So you just come on in after a workout or really like before a game, whenever you want to practice. And in here they always have chocolate milk of some sort. Then there's always snacks like some wraps or stuff that they fill for us. And then a ton of protein shakes, any brand you can imagine, Muscle Milk, Gatorade, it's all in there. And then we actually over here too have any kind of just grab and go like quick fueling snacks, so usually like nut, protein bars, stuff like that. So it's really convenient to have right before practice. I usually come down after lift and then before practice. Hello.
Hey guys.
What's up?
Hey.
We love to have the players stop by anytime they can. It's kind of the way this space was designed so that everything would be in this building for them and they can just stop in whenever they want. But the fact that they just love to come in, whether it's an off day or not, I just think it's awesome. It's how you change your program, is getting kids to come in and want to put in the work.
This is our locker room. Once you're a second year here, you get your picture on it with your name tag and number. So usually we just use this. Some people come in here before practice to do homework or class or just hang out in here or like just there sitting down in between lifting and that. Our biggest thing probably is our pregame dance parties with the speaker that we have. So we usually shut the lights off with the LED lights on and we just all kind of go crazy before the games. But usually we're just in here, we get changed for practice, in between lift, all that good stuff. So it's kind of just our in-between meeting place for different practice, lift, pregame, treatment, anything like that. Now I'm headed to our hitting facility, which is awesomely convenient. We call it the Gib. Baseball calls it the IPF. A little debate about that, but it's the Gib. So we're headed to the Gib. Usually I come down. This is like one of my favorite parts of the day. Just get some kind of swings in, either front toss, a machine, tee work, all the above in there pretty much. And it's really nice to have. All we do is just scan our key card in. You can get in any hour of the day, anytime you want, as long as there's not another practice in here. And it's actually cool because we share it with baseball. So a lot of time we see our baseball buddies in there, and then it's just kind of like a hangout while getting your work in. So it's definitely convenient to have on campus, and we have access to it all the time. Everyone always says like I'm a workout freak, but me, that's just kind of how I've been built in my whole life. My parents always been like a big supporter of me, and my dad's actually a travel ball coach, so anytime I want to go hit at home, he's like, yeah, sure, like, come on, let's go. So we have a cage. So for me personally, it's just more like the work in and like day in and out. And me, I always think like one more kind of attitude, like one more than my competitor, one more than that. Recently I've been trying to keep on like my hands inside the ball, so that was like my main focus today. And sometimes too just like a rep kind of day, but every day just getting the work and doing that 1 inch better than your competitor, because at the end of the day, in my opinion, that's what's going to get you to that next level. At the end of the day, when softball's over, it's homework time, it's the grind. 2 days of the week, I have tutoring here at the Smith Center. And even outside of my 2 days of tutoring, I really use the Smith Center a lot. I like to come here, just kind of escape my apartment. It gives me that different kind of like environment to get my homework done in that aspect. My dad's always a big preacher that we still always, whenever we go to an appointment or something, he's always like, bring someone, you have a second set of ears, like you don't always hear it. Even when I'm trying, if I go and write something down quick, I miss that one thing that's important. So it's definitely like a very beneficial thing to have your classmates there and your peers to help you with that second set, because you might be able to help them with something too that they didn't quite pick up on.
Like whatever, DP plus DP, like it's not working. So I want to.
Softball is my favorite part of the day. I look forward to it the most. My whole life, it's just the comfort zone has been like coming in and just hearing the crack of the bat and like feeling it, or even just fielding a ground ball on like a freshly dragged field. Everyone always jokes that I could stay here, I could sleep over here if I wanted to. It is kind of just like my stress reliever. Like it really is the best part of my day. Michigan State is helping me in more ways than I can imagine. They really make sure you have the best experience you can athletically and help you get to that next level in your game while having the most fun and making the best memories you're ever going to have in your life.